Successful individuals are often seen as these fearless individuals that simply don't care about anything and chase their dreams. But is that always the reality? Well, the truth is that when it comes to a fearless individual, it's not always someone that doesn't care about anything and has zero fears at all. It's more about control. Being able to control yourself and understanding that external factors can still have some sort of impact on you, but at the same time accepting the reality, taking calculated risks, and striving for your goals. And thus in this video I want to go over 5 tips on how you can become a fearless man. Number 1, dig deep. So it's very important to understand whether your fear is something that's irrational or rational. So the difference between something that's rational is that you can have logical facts behind it and understand it from a logical perspective. While if something is irrational, there's no reason for you to have that fear, and it's usually due to some sort of traumatic experience in the past or your emotions getting in the way. And thus it's very important to understand whether it is rational or irrational, because this way you can understand whether there's some sort of reasoning for you to be feared or whether it's blatantly stupid. Because in the instance that your fear is rational, okay, it's fine, it's understandable why you have this fear. You can still tackle this fear, but have some sort of calculated risk. Try to analyze what the best approach for this is, and this way you can approach this fear. But when it comes to the irrational fear, it brings me to number 2. Fear isn't logical. And the reason that I'm saying fear isn't logical when we're talking about irrational is because you can challenge it by facing reality. Because for example, if you're someone that's very scared to be robbed at night time, try to look at yourself from the third person. Try to look at the statistics in your area as to how high the crime rate is, and this will allow you to look at the fear from a rational perspective. Because now you can analyze it from a perspective that makes sense. Because you simply thinking that you'll get robbed at night time without having any sort of evidence is illogical. But hey, if you look at the statistics and they are very high, now there's a reason for you to be more cautious. While on the other side, if the statistics say that the crime rate is very low, your fear is illogical. And the reason rationalizing your fear is very important is because even though it makes you feel sick at your stomach, even though it doesn't make you feel comfortable, if you do have the data and you have all of the logical reasons as to why you shouldn't feel that way, your brain can rewire and rethink the fear, and it will just simply help you out feel more comfortable. Number 3, face your fears slowly over time. So if you're someone that wants to get rid of your fears, sometimes we're too eager to go all out and then we overwhelm ourselves. And thus, if you're someone that does have a fear and you want to become more of a fearless man, try to get rid of the fear over time. So for example, if you're very scared to go out at night because you think you'll get robbed, try to go in your local area, perhaps even start with your own street and slowly expand over time. And you can even increase the duration you're out at night, and over time you'll feel more comfortable, and this way you'll get rid of your fear. Number 4, be blindly optimistic. So when it comes to a lot of individuals, they're all very fearless, even though the odds are against them, even though it wouldn't make sense for them to take certain actions. The reason that they usually do it is because they're simply blindly optimistic. They have this huge self-belief. They believe that everything they do, if they put in the effort over the long term, it will work out. You have less fears, you simply don't have time to fear things, and you'll be more fearless because you're constantly working towards the bigger goal. Looking at everything from an optimistic perspective. You don't look at the cup as if it's half empty, but you look at the cup as if it's half full. You try to look at everything from the positive perspective. And if you start to shift your mind towards more positivity, a more optimistic approach, over time you realize that you'll become more fearless and you won't have that many fears. Number 5, improve your confidence. So if you're someone that wants to become a fearless man, improving your confidence will help you tremendously. Because if you're someone that's confident in your own ability, if you're someone that's confident that it will work out in the long term, and if you're confident that even though the odds are against you, even though you fear something, if you have a huge self-belief, it will really help you out to become a fearless man. Because an individual that does believe in themselves, an individual that's willing to put in the work because they know that in the long term it will work out due to their own huge self-belief and the high value they possess, will really help you out to become a fearless man. And I completely understand that you might not always be confident in every single section. Sometimes you're very confident in one particular area of your life, but you suck in the other area. But the way you improve this is to either self-educate yourself in that particular area or continue putting the work, go the hard route, constantly feel but don't give up. And over time you build some self-confidence because you'll realize that even though you're failing, you're still okay and making progress. And another thing is also, you can always fake it till you make it. Sometimes we don't feel that confident, but it's perfectly fine to fake it until we make it, because this way, even though we don't have the skills necessary for the particular job, or we don't have the skills necessary to obtain the results that we want, over time, if we're willing to fake it till we make it, we can learn all of the skills, go through all of the hardship, and over time we'll actually get the real confidence that we're looking for and end up being the fearless man we want to be. So those were 5 tips on how you can become a fearless man. So I hope you found this video useful and informative. If you did, please leave a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and definitely let me know what kind of videos you would like to see next. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate your time, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye bye.